Alright, I'm going to ask you a couple questions about our family history. So to start off, what is the oldest piece of family history that you are familiar
The book.
with? The book.
The Book of Gaunt.
The Book of Gaunt.
The Book of the House of Gaunt.
House of Gaunt. Where did the House of Gaunt originate?
The book
Yes.
itself?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Okay, but what does the book begin with?
It begins with I don't know if it's the birth of John of Gaunt,
Okay.
but when John was in Ghent, Belgium,
Mm-hmm.
and then came to England.
Okay. And do you know where his name originated?
From Ghent.
From Ghent.
Yeah, mispronunciation of Ghent.
To Gaunt.
To Gaunt.
To start family
Right.
line.
And the year that begins is 1340. I don't know if that's the year of his birth.
Or the name.
Yeah.
Okay. And how does John of Gaunt relate to world history? What is his position that we see?
Yeah, in a big way, because he's the patriarch of the House of Tudor,
Mm-hmm.
and the father, grandfather, great-grandfather of most of the Henrys, even including Henry VIII.
For the English throne.
Right.
Okay. Cool. And what do we know of his descendants other than that they were king? Like, what was his position? Anything else he was lord over?
He actually became king of Spain at one time for a brief period.
Okay.
And he was Duke of Lancaster?
I think it was Lancaster.
Lancaster? Okay.
And then more recently, what was the first area of settlement when our family line came over from England to America? Do you know that?
I know that they came by boat to the Gulf of Mexico and up through New Orleans, up the Mississippi River, and settled in Illinois at the Quad City area of Illinois.
Okay, and that's the Gaunt family line, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And that was prior to 1922.
Correct.
And what are the oldest generation's names that you are familiar with?
John of Gaunt.
John of Gaunt, but that are
Henry
directly.
VIII.
Not great. Do you know the names of your grandparents?
Yeah, Clyde and Jeanette.
Clyde and
Gaunt.
Jeanette.
Yeah.
Is that on your father's side?
It's father's side.
Okay. Do you know your mother's side or
Yeah, that's Kari
not?
Valentine. Kari Riton was her. She's from Norway. And Richard Randolph Valentine, her husband.
Okay.
He's Scottish.
Scottish. Okay, so you mentioned that your mother's line is from Norway, right?
Yes.
And did they come over around the same time, do you know?
I don't know.
What about any family heirlooms that we have that you're familiar with?
The Book of the House of Gaunt, I suppose, is a family heirloom
Mm-hmm.
that traces the lineage back to John of Gaunt through our family, through you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the old sword that used to belong to my grandfathers, that Civil War, or Revolutionary War,
Mm-hmm.
cavalry saber,
Okay.
and Grandpa Valentine's pictures. He was a photographer, so we have lots of his black and white prints in all of our homes.
Okay. And what do you know? Isn't there a Norwegian sword?
Yes, that was Grandpa Valentine's Masonic sword, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And do you know where the family cemetery is located?
That would be in Reynolds, Illinois.
Okay. And I think that's all I have for you.
Thank you.
Very much.
You did a wonderful job.
Thanks.